Hello and welcome to Burning Questions. Powered by Pride's Easy Feed, facilitated by Thalvo Fruits. We've only got two guests here. One of them's the co-host, Andy Gath. The other one is wearing some sort of tractor-based Beats by Dre. What's happening, Gregory?
Just busy working away, but found time in my busy schedule to have a chat to you.
Oh, God bless you. Aren't you just a sweet man? Aren't you just a
Sometimes.
sweet man? You're normally out on the deck. Where you're in the kitchen area there at the house at Lara J Farm?
Correct. Yep. Just ducked in. Get out it's a bit warm here today. Get out the sunshine. So yeah, doing it easy.
If you feel like having a snack while you're there, there's no judgment. And you're a busy man. If you want to grab yourself some chips, no, you're all right. Okay.
Still got more work to do.
And welcome to you, Andy Gath. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Good to be here as usual.
What does HH stand for on the polo shirt today?
Hallie Hansen.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's so classy that I don't even know about it. Hallie Hansen. Is that a Swedish brand? Is that something you got? Is that from the Elite Lop or something? What Hallie Hansen? Is it Dutch?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, just probably having to step down this week anyway. We'll probably wrap it up next week for the Hunter Cup.
All right, I'm going to give the two of you a burning question before the burning questions begin. All right, different ones. Gregory, how good is? I can't even say its name. Rakiro Rebel.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Hasn't been with us for all that long. But yeah, just had the one trial. So I'm sure she's still on the way up. But yeah, we've been pretty impressed with what we've seen from her so far. And, although she's only got one win beside her name from probably, I think, 9 or 10 starts, most of her starts have been in pretty good company back in New Zealand. So, yeah, she's certainly got her share of ability.
Do you expect to be leading and or winning?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's shown pretty good gate speed back in New Zealand a few times. And, yeah, she wanted to chase the gate pretty hard at the trials the other day. So, yeah, from the good draw over the short trip, that's certainly plan A. And, yeah, the way she did trial, I'd expect in this build, if she does find the front, that she'll be there for a hell of a long way.
Did your little mate over in New Zealand, Gavin Smith, give you a wink and a nod and say this one might go all right over in Australia?
Sure did.
Yeah, that wasn't hard to work out. I mean, I'm pretty smart, but that wasn't hard to work out. This one's for both of you, but I'm going to start with Andy. Catch a Wave will be nominated for the Hunter Cup, correct?
Correct.
So you're telling me it's not going to contest the Mercury 80 final, or what's going on there?
Well, I prefer to go in the Hunter Cup if I get a run. So it's worth 10 times more than the Mercury.
I actually can't believe how disgusting you were to go into Mercury 80 heat with Catch a Wave. That is totally against the spirit of what it's supposed to be.
Why? Hurricane Harley and Bulletproof Boy, they were in it. Why couldn't I go in it?
Against the spirit of it. Do you believe you'll get a run on the Hunter Cup?
I think he deserves a run.
Prosecute the case for Paul Oxen from the racing team right now, Stephen Bell. Prosecute your argument, Andy.
He's had 18 starts, 14 wins, won over 400,000, won 3 Group 1s. If he doesn't get a run, a 4-year-old will never, ever race in the Hunter Cup ever again.
Oh, that's strong. Gregory.
Go on.
Forget that Andy's here. If you were in the racing department at Harness Racing Victoria, God forbid, would you give Catch a Wave a run in the Hunter Cup?
It depends on what all the nominations are without having them in front of you.
I think you've got a fair idea what the nominations will be.
Well, it's hard to say to put a firm opinion, on which horses he should or shouldn't be in front of. There's no doubt he has the ability to match it with a lot of the open class horses, but he hasn't got a record, of racing against the open class horses and beating them. So that'll go against him at some stage in the discussion. But yeah, when you have a list of horses in front of you and you could sort of line them up pound for pound on ability, if you can look at it objectively and say that regardless of his record against open class horses mightn't be there, we think pound for pound he's a better horse than whoever else is on the list. So I would, if it came down to a line ball decision between a couple, I would sort of say yes, he probably does deserve his spot as a young emerging talent.
All right, we'll get into the burning questions in a moment, but I'm loving this. Okay, so I'm going to go through the Ballarat Cup field. You tell me whether he gets in ahead of these, all right? Copy that. No.
No.
Honolulu Bay. No.
No.
Triple Eight.
No.
MacDan.
Probably no.
Jeez, it's not looking good, Andy, I've got to tell you. Old Town Road.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Yeah, look.
Way.
Yeah, no, probably not. He's probably deserves his spot.
Horrid Saint.
Yes.
Looking better, Andy. I Cast No Shadow. No.
No.
Cranbourne.
No.
Ooh. Majestic
Tough.
Cruiser. Majestic Cruiser.
Ooh. It's been ordinary his last couple, but his overall form says he probably deserves his spot in it.
Max Delight.
Yeah, maybe.
Rock and Roll Do.
Yeah, on current form, you'd say yes, but going back over his previous starts, no. So that's a tough one.
Major Meister.
No.
I reckon you'll get in, Andy. I thought your case was strong, and I thought you really prosecuted it well. And this is the last time Greg Sugas will ever be on Burning Questions. He doesn't love the process anyway, and I've just put him under extreme pressure, but he's lifted to the task, as he always does. Question one of the Burning Questions. Pride's Easy Feed, Felbo Fruits, our sponsors. Has Just Believe confirmed his status as our trotting king and wins the Dillard Cup despite his awkward gait, or can the Queen and man from Better Alleys make him pay? Gregory, it's taken me a long time, hasn't it? A long, long time. I've been trying to get into this party, the Just Believe party, but I've been left out because I've left myself out. I think he wins on Saturday night. I don't think he wins tomorrow night. Are you confident? Because you weren't that confident at Ballarat.
No, I wasn't. I thought, if they were going to beat him sort of in the immediate future, that was the race, he was going to be most vulnerable in. He had a little bit of time off after the Inter-Dominion heat, hadn't had a trial. We'd been pretty soft on him. So we know he's a horse that he thrives on racing, and, racing back to back, as we saw through the Inter-Dominion series, only makes him better. So no doubt he's taken plenty of benefit from that first up run. And just the way that race was run, he sort of couldn't have scripted it to be any better than for him than what it was. So, he's come through at a treat. And, he's obviously an emerging horse that he's sort of putting his hand up to sort of be ranked as the number one seed around this part of the world right now.
There's no doubt about that. Do you reckon Queen Elida will run the gate?
Oh, I think she will. Obviously, it looks like a very quick front line there, but I think they'll be pretty positive and try and hold the best forward spot they can.
Andrew.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
I don't think he's emerging to be the number one seed. I think
He's the number one. He's clearly the number one seed, isn't he?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And, through the Inter-Dominion series, we kept saying, he got the good barrier draws. And since then, had bad barrier draws and still been able to overcome them. So, he's such a versatile horse. Every race you go in at a top level, they're all hard. But, he's definitely the one to beat. It's going to be a pretty, good speed early, which will suit him. And, again, I think, he's definitely the one to beat of all the big features going forward.
You know my cousin Brad Williamson pretty well.
Yes.
Will Majestic Man be leading?
If Ryan Duffy wants to get into a fight with him, I think he'll lead Majestic Man. He's pretty quick.
He wouldn't
out.
do that.
No, but
he wouldn't hold one out the duff, man.
He likes going forward, Brad, and I think he'll endeavour to get the lead.
I have noticed. I think he can get the. In your opinion, is Majestic Man anywhere near the horse who came and dominated here a couple of years ago?
He probably not, but he's still a dangerous horse. Especially if he can lead, he can run fast sectionals. He won pretty well at Cambridge before he come over, so I think he's not too far off his top, and he's a quality horse. So he's always going to be hard to beat. How
much better will Just Believe be for that one run back, Gregory?
Hard to say, but he was sort of, I don't know. It's hard to know, but I'm tipping he'll sharpen up and probably improve a length or so from last week.
All right, question number 2. That was a giggle to the. That's a burning question. You don't giggle at burning questions. For crying out loud. This is serious business. Even though it's very hard not to laugh at you with those massive cans on. Right. Is the Harley that's returned from Perth a star we know, or is the jury out, and who can beat him if that's so. Andy Gath.
Yeah, obviously, he didn't set the world on fire in Perth. I don't think the track suited him that well. Every time he was sort of drawn off the fence, he probably struggled a little bit. Ran a pretty good second first up to a runner last start. So, yeah, I think from the barrier draw, he's definitely going to be hard to beat. We know how good he is in front. Going to have a quality horse behind him, but yeah, jury's out if whether he's back to his best yet. I don't think he'd be too far away, and we'll get a pretty good guide this race.
You would know all the stats. He's been in front 18 times and won 15.
Yeah, that's pretty good stats.
But I don't.
That's Aaron Banner type stats.
Say that name again.
No.
Hey, Greg, while you're doing some work outside today, grab some WD-40 and put it on the hinges of the door, I reckon. Because that door that sounded like when a plane door opens. That was incredible stuff. Right, your thoughts?
I apologise.
No need to apologize. Hey, One Republic. Right, Hurricane Harley. I love the horse. I love him, but I'm totally unconvinced that he's anything like the horse that we knew from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, obviously at his very best, he was an outstanding animal, and he's just one of those horses you love to watch. Do what he does best and get out there and win and run fast time doing it. Yeah, jury's still out for mine for sure, whether he's anywhere near back to his best. He's obviously only recently rejoined the Emma Stewart camp, but I'm sure they know how to get the best out of him. So, yeah, we'll know a lot more after this week. Will
a little horse named AG's White Sox be having a crack to cross him at the start?
No, not this week.
That's pretty definitive. That's not a maybe. That's no. Can anything else win the race outside of Hurricane Harley and Torrid St. Andy?
Not if Hurricane leads.
Yeah, no, quite a bit of WD-40. I'd hit down the shops now, actually.
I'll drop some off for you.
Righto, I'll get straight onto it.
That's question 2. So who wins the race? I'm tipping Torrid St. Andy?
I'll go Harley.
Gregory?
Yeah, I reckon Harley's definitely the one to beat.
Mixed messages there from Gregory, but he's also got hinges in his ears, which wouldn't be easy. Question number 3, Gregory, are we sure that is Bailey McDonough driving Better Zip It?
No, I am.
You are.
Yep.
Sorry, apologies. Couldn't be, but anyway, are we sure that Zip It will just rip it like last start, or can there be an early shock that makes his evening hard? He was pretty amazing at his first run in Australia, Gergs.
Yeah, it's hard not to be impressed with what he did, and he's in the right camp to be just as impressive again. I know, talking to Jason before the race, he was very confident that he was a very smart horse, and Cam's comments straight after the race echoed that. So I'm pretty excited to get the drive behind him, and very interested to see if I can get him to go every bit as good as what Cam did last week. And hopefully he does go just as good.
I was going to say, you're very confident of leading. I mean, Cam Hart, but are you pretty confident you can get him off the gate well enough to hold the Serge Blancos of this world?
Yeah, I sure hope so. It looked like he did it quite comfortably himself last time around. So I'll be doing my best to get him out every bit as good as Cam did.
There's a lot of very good horses going around in this race, including Whiskey Cavalier. What were your thoughts on last week, Andrew?
Yeah, no, he went very good. Obviously didn't handle the track real good. Each bend, he sort of struggled to get around. So he obviously be better on the Melton track. I assume we're racing there, aren't we? Even though he's drawn bad, he was pretty good last week. Going to be hard, obviously, if Greg finds the top. There's a little bit heat early behind with Serge Blanco. Brings him right into the race.
I've buried the lead here, haven't I? What's going on? I'll start with you, Andy. What is going on with this whole Melton situation?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
Was there a luau there, a beach party?
Not sure. Thought they'd done the track up last year, but obviously needed more work.
Gregory, can you add anything more?
Yeah. Apparently, just recently they did some work on the base to redo that. They weren't happy with, and it hasn't consolidated how they would have liked before the previous meeting there last Friday. I think it was the horses' footprints were sort of getting into the base, which made it obviously a bit soft. So my understanding is they've done a fair bit of work this week, scraped the top surface off, and really trying to focus on packing that base down and getting it right. So we know Geordie's one of the best in the business at preparing tracks. So hopefully he's worked his magic in time to keep these meetings at Melton.
Oh, we love Geordie. Nothing to do with Geordie, and these things happen. Have you driven there and been concerned or upset or stuff about the base? This is beyond my comprehension.
Friday, it was pretty obvious when sort of out there looking at the footprints after horses warmed up that they were digging into the base material. So how far they were going, I wasn't sure, but it was safe enough to race on. But obviously, you don't want that continuing to happen because it's just going to make the underneath surface of the track worse and worse the longer it gets left that way.
So just quickly talk me through this, talk an idiot through this. What health effects can that have on the horse?
Well, if the base becomes uneven and becomes soft in spots, so you have soft patches and hard patches throughout the track. So obviously not a consistent racing surface for the horses as they hit the ground, and which can potentially create injuries to the legs if their legs aren't landing on a safe, consistent surface.
Can we confirm that the trainers and drivers have been out there today and it's been ratified or not?
Oh, I haven't heard, but that was the case. I know they were out there inspecting it earlier in the week. I think it was Monday when Geordie first raised concerns. He wasn't happy with it. And yes, obviously we're going to work on it for the last few days, and they were supposed to make a decision today, I think, whether it was safe to go on, but I haven't heard.
It seems desperately unlikely that we won't race there, Andy, but if we weren't racing at Melton, where would you want the meeting to be?
Geelong.
Gregory?
Maybe Bendigo. Bendigo was pretty good when they moved them up there. It was obviously not really local to the Melton area, but great track.
I'd have them at Redcliffe. Right, question number 4 of the burning questions. Gregory, will the fast beginners in the second heat of Merck all employ their early burn, and who from Fox and Boy will win if they all go berserk? Now you're driving higher Fox. Will you be charging out and trying to prove your dominance, or maybe letting them all go to war, and who will go to war, and yada, yada, yada?
Yeah, hard to know. Probably depends on what sort of mood Firefox is in. Talking to Jason last week, he said he's at his very best when the horse is really above himself and feeling good, which he probably wasn't quite in that mind frame last week, and it sort of drove him conservatively through the middle and was held up and never really got a clear run till the race is well and truly over. So yeah, if he has him up and about this week and the horse wants to run, well, that's what he'll be doing.
What are your thoughts here, Andrew? Now the good news is absolute ring in. A-grade football are playing in the seas. Catch a Wave won't be there, fortunately. So we've got a more even contest. I'm with Bulletproof Boy.
Yeah, generally a lot of people overthink them and think, they've got the barrier draw, they can burn really hard early. But I generally find the best horses are generally finding out the finish, and we found out last week that probably the best 3 performed horses ran 1, 2, 3, and Greg, I think, finished 4th or was held up as well. So again, the horses drawn 1 to 4, they're probably out of their depth a little bit. I think it the best horses be swooping, and I think Bulletproof Boy, he won this series last year, he'll be the one to beat.
Right, because we've only got 3 of us, I'm going to give you a couple more. Captain Belisario versus He's a Son of a Gun versus the rest, Andy, in race 2.
Yeah, I think Sanday will lead and win.
But I actually think you're being genuine.
I am. Yeah, I think he go 1700. I think he'll lead and be pretty tough to beat.
Trying to look into your eyes and see if I can see any glint of your thoughts there, Gregory.
I haven't had a close enough look at the field, to be honest, so can't comment too much.
Who's a better horse out of Captain Belisario and He's a Son of a Gun and Sanday?
Oh.
I won't be offended. Okay.
Toss up. It's a toss up between the 3. I'm sitting on the fence.
Gregory, how much do you know about this Dangerous? Is there any chance of beating School Captain? The punters are saying yes.
He's a very smart horse, but yeah, he looks something special, School Captain, for mine. So I don't think he'll be too far away, Dangerous, but I'd still be sticking with School Captain.
Andy?
School Captain.
Yeah, School Captain will kill it. And will Jakarta be winning the last?
He's got a chance of winning the last. I think Chris Lang's horse is the best horse in it.
Yes.
I think I'm still probably a couple of runs away from being at my best.
Yeah. Just let Bobby Kutchenmeister win it, for crying out loud. Why do we have to fight this out? Just stay back there and let Bobby win it. I just don't understand why we can't do that. Can't you be fair?
Well, I tried. Well, I think who held him out in his minion heat? Was that you, Greg?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, it was someone.
I don't think anybody held him out. Bobby wasn't being held out in that interminion heat. Bobby was going forward. The great Bobby Kutchenmeister. Best bets, please. We'll start with you, Greg. Ross Sugars, what do you got?
Just Believe, clearly.
So Rakira Rebels get a win and Just Believe.
That's it.
That's easy. I'm going to go Outlaw Man. I know that's cowardly, but I think Outlaw Man's a moral, isn't it, Andy?
Was until you tipped it, but yeah, so it's going to be hard now.
I jumped off Chinese Whisper and it's worked out very well for him, all right? Is Chinese Whisper going to... Oh, there's another one. Is Chinese Whisper being nominated for the Great Southern Star?
He will. But yeah, and he probably has to win this week to force his way in. And if he probably doesn't deserve to be in.
Can't wait to hear the rant. If Catch a Wave misses out on the undercut and Chinese Whisper doesn't get into the Great Southern Star, Andy Gath will be like the Tasmanian devil out of the Warner Brothers cartoons. Right, Andy, your best bet?
Race 1. I think it's number 2. Rakiro Rebel.
Were you mucking around earlier when I asked you the question about Rakiro Rebel? Did you even answer it? No. You stayed out of it, didn't you?
I never got asked. You asked him.
God bless you both. Take those cans off, Gregory, and go and get the WD-40. Andy, calm down. Don't yell at me. Wait until you don't get in either of those big races next week, all right? God bless you both. Well done. We've been here for Pride's Easy Feed and Felvo Fruits, and that's been Burning Questions as we lead up towards night 2 of the SOG Summer of Glory Carnival.